Brandon here, time for more SexxxPerTease. Today's question is, my boyfriend of 4 years just told me that he doesn't love me as much as I love him. That definitely must be absolutely devastating to hear, since no one wants to hear that you are invested and in love with someone only to find out they do not feel the same way about you. But sadly, that's what happens. And even in a relationship that's been on as long as you two have been together for 4 years, it can change. Like, the way you feel about someone changes, the way that you're invested in the relationship changes, the way you actually give each other attention, love, affection, etc. It changes. And then sometimes you just don't feel like you can give any more to that person, or you just don't even want to give any more to that person because you're just not that into them anymore. And that's a sad fact that many people have to face, and a reality that many people have to go through, that your relationship pretty much is possibly over. Because I don't know, I do feel like it doesn't have to be the end of your relationship. It is something you can possibly get past, but I also feel like it kind of is the end. Or you just, I don't know if someone told me I love them more than they like me, or even when I'm like in the early stages of dating someone and I feel like I like them more than they like me, it kind of just creates an imbalance. I'm just like, oh, so you're not as into me, so that makes me less into you. And then eventually it's like they could possibly get more into me, but then I also feel like after hearing that you're not as into me, I'm not going to be as into you. So I do just kind of feel like it could be a hopeless situation, unfortunately, for sometimes. It feels like, but it also seems like it may be rare for things to be actually 100% 50-50. It's like, ideally, in a perfect world, we both love each other equally. We both are as invested and interested and dedicated to the relationship. But sometimes I feel like things sway, and it could be like 49-51 or 60-40. But I do feel like it is dangerous territory the lower it goes, because you don't want to be 70% of the love in the relationship is coming from you and only 30% is coming from them. It just kind of feels like, why are you here? Like, why are we in this relationship? Why are we doing this? If you aren't as into me as I'm into you, like, go find someone else that you can be equally into or as passionate about. So I'm not sure the extent of why your partner told you that you are way more into them than they are into you, but I feel like it possibly is their way of telling you that they want out, or they just aren't as invested into the relationship as you are anymore. And 4 years is a long time to be together, but it's still not the end of the world. And I feel like breakups are definitely hard, especially after being with someone for 4 years, and that's like an incredibly long amount of time. But I like to view relationships as temporary phases of our life. So it's like, you had this time together, but now that time's coming to an end, and you get to find someone new. You get to spend new time with, make new memories, and hopefully find someone that is equally invested in you as you are with them. Because I just don't think you can just stay in a relationship knowing that your partner straight up told you you love them more than they love you. Like, that just seems really difficult for me to ever really feel like I'm going to be able to continue in this relationship, or want to be with you, or want to have a future with you, knowing that I care about you more than you care about me. And I feel like it's something I've been able to get over in the past when I've heard that from someone, or like that they weren't as into me as I was into them in the beginning. But I also feel like that hearing that kind of just made it an imbalance afterwards, because then I feel like I never was really as into them as I was after hearing that. So it's like, everything that happened after kind of created this whole like imbalance of just like, they're getting to like me more, but my like for them is going down. So it's just like a tipping scale. And relationships can be like that. Like, I do feel like, again, it is rare that you both are 100% going to be as dedicated to or love each other equally, but I also feel like there is no way to even possibly measure like, we both equally love each other. But if someone is clearly telling you that they don't love you as much as you love them, I feel like that is a clear indicator of, get out, move on, start your life over, find someone new. This is not for you. You can do better. It's not the one. And I don't ever like to view or say relationships are a waste of time. So again, I feel like relationships are just a temporary part of your life for this phase. Like, ideally we want them to last forever, but the reality is most likely they will not last forever. So just enjoy them while they last, and you've had these 4 years together, and now hopefully you can move on with your life, because I don't know if there's a way to salvage things if someone's telling you that you love them more than they love you, unless it's their way of telling you they want to get therapy, they want to try to fix things, they want to stay in the relationship. But I do feel like that is a clear sign that someone is trying to tell you that they just aren't that into you anymore, and they want to move on and find someone that they can be as equally into. So thanks for joining me for this episode of SexxxPerTease.